Hey y'all, today we are making some cowboy pork and beans in the Instant Pot. We're going to start off with our pinto beans. These have not been soaked. We're just going to get about 2 cups into our measuring cup. Once we got the 2 cups, we're going to give them a good rinse and pick out anything that looks weird, floats, anything like that. I just like to make sure they're nice and clean. And then we're going to strain them back out so there's no liquid left in them. Once they're strained, we're going to dump in 1.5 pounds of our pork rump. This is from our pig. We just cut it into chunks. Then we're going to add in 1/2 stick of butter. Next, we're going to pour in those beans that we rinsed off, and then we're going to top it off with some chicken stock. This is homemade chicken stock, but y'all can also use store-bought. So we're going in with 2 cans. That's about 3 cups there, and then I'm just adding in a little bit more water, another 1.5 cups of water, just so those beans are extra moist. Then we're going in with some smoked paprika and Knorr tomato bouillon. We're going to get our Instant Pot set to pressure cook for an hour. We're going to pop the lid on and let it do its thing. Make sure it is set to seal. All right, it just finished up. It's been done for about 3 minutes, and you can see that the little red fob is still up. When it's up, we leave it alone, and we're going to let it depressurize all on its own. While that's finishing up, we're going to get our veggies ready that we're dumping in there. So we're sauteing up some butter and thinly dicing up some red onion. I'm going to throw in 1 tiny serrano from my garden. I don't want it too hot, but I've got these serranos I've been trying to use up instead of letting them go bad. So I'm going to chop that up really small just to give it some good flavor without being overpowering, and throw that into that butter. You could tell it's good and browned. It looks so good. I'm going to get that all stirred into that. And now I'm going to cut up some mini peppers. And again, I'm just dicing them up. And I'm going to toss that in with those onions and serrano, so it has a really good balanced flavor between all those veggies. And get that all good and stirred in. Then we're going to season it with some more of the Knorr tomato bouillon. Next, we're going to chop up these H-E-B original sausages and throw that in there. And get it all cooking together to get that flavor well incorporated. Lastly, we're going to top it off with some rotel. We use mild. My kids don't like a whole lot of spice, so whatever spice you like, go for it. Now that all that's done sauteing and our pressure is dropped, I'm going to pop it open. Y'all, this smelled so good. So I'm going to take a spoon, give it a good stir, make sure everything looks good. Everything's nice and tender in there, and that's what I wanted to make sure, that pork rump is falling apart and the beans are nice and cooked all the way through. Yep, they were perfect. So now we're going to take that skillet with the sausage and veggies and come and dump it into this. Give that a good stir. We're going to add in a little bit of that brown gravy mix. This doesn't have an overpowering brown gravy flavor, but it just balances out the acidity that's in there. We're going to get that good and stirred in with the juices from our pot. Don't drop it. Get it stirred till it's nice and combined. I've got a little paste going here. And then we're going to just stir that into the pot back. And I'm turning the saute back on here to bring it to a boil so that gravy will thicken. And I just put it to a medium heat. And keep stirring it while that gravy thickens up. Making sure everything looks good. All right, now we're going to top it off with some Everglades cactus dust. about a teaspoon there. Then we're going to hit it with some oregano. Again, about a teaspoon. And then lastly, stir that in and stir in some cumin. Got to give it one last taste test. It was really hot, obviously, but it was so good. And one last stir. You can see how delicious this was. You see all the different colors from the veggies. You've got the sausage and that pork rump, those beans. All of it just turned out so good together. Here's plating it up. It was really delicious. Y'all need to give this one a try.